Hello and welcome to another episode of Tribunal of the Grid, where we talk about all things Power Rangers, including the actors that play them. My name is Brandon.
I am Lena.
And I'm Will.
And today we will be talking about episodes 5 and 6 of Power Rangers Dino Fury. Yes, come on through now. Of course, first of all, have you been enjoying Dino Fury thus far? I mean, I just need to know.
Overall, I'm surprised by how decent it's been. Like, of course, I'm at the point where, what we discussed in our chat earlier, I'm ready for an arc story too. But overall, I have not been disappointed till par, which is really surprising. Like, I didn't think that we would enjoy this many episodes into the story, like normally you get one episode that's like, oh, that was great. Well, that was great. Right. I'm not trying to sound overly enthusiastic about it. Then you get episodes that are like, yeah, could have had a hot cup of tea. Wait, and then another decent story, and then then everything just falls off the wagon.
Yeah, usually for me, in the last couple of years, Beast Morphers and Dino Charge notwithstanding, I would have given up by now. But I really like the cast, and I really like the the direction of how the characters are able to be portrayed in the way that they're acting, the way that the characters kind of all have, distinct personalities, the dialogue. That's what's been keeping me, still invested and still watching. So I appreciate that, but definitely would like for us to really get some story now and have some sort of an arc that's going to lead us to either like a mid-season arc or something that's going to lead us into the finale.
I agree. I like, just to kind of repeat, exactly what you guys are saying. Like, I feel the exact way you guys feel in terms of just waiting for some story, waiting for us to get, some kind of something, now don't get me wrong. Like, they definitely did kind of set up a little something with Zato.
Right.
So, that was like, oh, okay, this is cute. We have fun, but it's time to get some payoff, and I understand, I kind of get that they're trying to, let us in on who the characters are and, stuff like that. But also too, it's a dangerous rope. Like, it's a dangerous, tightrope line to play. Giving the characters, plenty of development and, all that kind of stuff. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, that's fine. That's all fine. That's all well and good. But at the same time, it's like, it's a real dangerous slippery slope, because when you start only focusing on character development, that's when story kind of gets lost if you don't play it right, and it can become very episodic.
Yep.
Which is kind of what this is sort of becoming, in a sense, as of right now. Now, I'm not saying that this is what the show is going to be, but as of right now, it's not like a Dino Charge, where it was like there was steady story that was, being played the entire time, and you were like, oh, okay, this is a thing. Okay, we're now seeing that, oh, the villains have a plan, and they're trying to execute said plan, and all this stuff. Like, we're not really seeing an arc as of yet. So, all we know is that, oh, we're capturing Sporix, to fulfill a evil dastardly plan. But okay, but what is the plan?
Yeah.
Interesting, at least the Sporix don't actually die. So that is interesting in that regards. Maybe that is leading up to something bigger that we're not aware of.
Right.
And then, of course, having a Doom Tower be able to have access to their base. I was like, what?
Right.
So I'm hoping
So
that
I
will
mean,
get to it too.
right. And I mean, and that's the thing. It's like when we actually start getting to, okay, how is this moment going to affect another moment? Or how is this going to play into something else? Like, that's what I'm waiting to see. You know what I'm saying? And as of right now, we are not getting too much of that. Like, there's no lead in from a previous episode the to the next episode. You know, there's really no lead in. It's just kind of like we're throwing some stuff out there, and then we may revisit it like an episode or two later, or something like that, which is not fine, which is not bad. It's not bad, but it's also kind of like, okay, but you know, where's the actual payoff in this? There's no payoff as of yet. So that's the only thing that I'm just kind of not really side eyeing, but kind of like, okay, like let's kind of, you know, I'm trusting you, Simon. You know, I'm trusting you now. I'm trusting you because so far, Dino Fury is my baby. I was about to say Dino Charge. Dino Fury is my baby. So you know, as of right now, it's kind of like, all right, girl. All right, this is cute now. I mean, I'm enjoying the characters. I love the characters. So far, Izzy is the GOAT of the show for me. You know, granted, she acts a whole ass donkey on episode 5, and we're gonna get into that. But but you know, she's still my girl. So I'm just like, all right, now, you know, I'm loving this show so far, but you know, that's something we gotta work on, Dino Fury. That's something we gotta work on. But speaking of episode 5, so now overall thoughts. What did you guys think of episode 5?
I enjoyed it. I thought that as far as the plot for the kids, I thought that it did a good job with it, with the way that it ended. The whole thing of I know we're about to talk about it, but the whole thing of how Izzy treated her cousin, not giving her the benefit of the doubt and thinking that she was being irresponsible, and then just laying her out, and then she found out that she was wrong, and her cousin was actually being a good friend and helping someone in need, and feeling horrible about it. Of course, apologizing, and then also uh the moment where Izzy, she gave up her opportunity to win the race to help someone out, and I thought that was cool because, you know,
Yeah.
like Lily said, winning isn't everything.
Right.
So
But
I
like
thought that was nice.
I thought it was so silly that she didn't really give her cousin a chance to like explain herself. She was just sort of like cutting her off every time she tried to say anything. And like it was just like, okay, well, give her an opportunity to explain. Like they went shopping, okay, but shopping can mean anything. And what if this girl really did need a shopping, a shopping like pick me up or whatever? Because that's still technically helping a friend. Your friend needs a pick me up, so you're all going to
Yeah.
the mall. Either or, she didn't really give an opportunity for her cousin to explain. And when she offered her the smoothie, she's like, no thanks. I'm like, really? That's kind
Yeah,
of
I,
mean.
I thought that they had her do that because you know, they made a point to say winning isn't everything, and obviously um at least at that point it seemed like that was like the only thing on Izzy's mind, was to win this race and also to make her dad proud, because her dad was really like, you've got this, you got to win this, you know. And then the
Well,
lesson was, you don't have to win everything. So I thought that's why she was so hard on Lily.
Well, I mean, also too, yeah, that was, to me, that was a piece of it, but also too, let's talk about the homegirl Fern, because Fern, I feel like Fern was the main reason why she I mean, yeah, her dad was like, oh yeah, you know, kind of like kind of egging her on, not kind of like, being her support and like, yeah, go, you can do this, time to win. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, her dad was doing that, but I feel like the main reason why she wanted to train so hard was so she can beat old girl, so she can beat Fern. And it's like, okay, I understand that, yeah, you trying so hard to win and you want to do this, that, and the third, and you want to beat Fern, or was it Fran? I can't remember.
It's
but
Fern.
It's Fern. Okay, yeah. You want to beat Fern, but it's like, girl, like your objective is to win the race, not to beat old girl. You know what I'm saying? Like your objective is to run so you can compete in the race. So it just turned into this whole. What you saying?
I'm sorry, real quick. I was gonna say Fern, like, wow, she really was kind of. I don't know if I want to say catty. I don't want to say catty. Just the first time we saw her and the way that she was staring down Izzy as she was running past her. And also when they were on during the race, she's kind of nasty. So I can kind of understand she wanted to put her in her place.
Well, I mean, yeah, but also too, like, I understand that's what you're trying to do, but also too, like, that's not your cousin's fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, and my thing is this, it's like, okay, sis, common sense would say, okay, if you're out here training and you're waiting on your cousin, it's one thing to sit here and wait and say, oh, I was sitting here waiting for you and you're wasting my time in training. But you actually was training without your cousin even being there, and you made yourself tired and hungry. Right. So, I mean, common sense would say, okay, maybe I should wait for my cousin to get here before I actually start running and then exerting energy, and then I don't have nothing to replace it with. That's your fault, sis. You cannot blame, you can't blame your cousin on this one. You can't blame cousin Lily on this one, honey. I'm sorry. And then when she tried to give you the little piece of shake, or whatever, and was like, here you go, you dismiss it. That's your fault. Girl, you run hungry. Right. You run non-replenished. That ain't her fault.
I was like, what? I'm sorry. Someone's offering me a smoothie, regardless of how mad I am, I'd be like, well, thanks.
I mean, I'm still gonna drink that smoothie though.
Right? Like I'd be like, thanks, and then walk away and be like, well, thanks for not being here, but thanks for the smoothie. Bye, and then run off.
Right. Because I'm just like, I ain't gonna waste a good smoothie. Because apparently the smoothies that Lily is good. So the ones that Lily be making is good. So I'm like, all right now, I ain't gonna miss out on a good smoothie just because I'm in my bag. Like, nah.
No, I agree.
Shoot. But one thing I will say though, in this episode, I really did appreciate that the fact that we did get to see a group morph. Now I am wanting to see, separate morphs of each ranger. Like actual, and they did do that with beast morphers where it was like they'll have, a spotlight episode where it's like one person and they'll have them do their little separate, morph, and each ranger will do it, based on their own personal episode. So maybe they're going the beast morphers route, but I'm ready to see, the actual morph now with each one, because like I want to see, on my whole TV screen, Izzy drop down with both hands like a tiger and do her pose. Like I'm ready. I'm ready for it. Like on.
You know what I can also appreciate though too is that when they did the group morph, when they each have to do their own separate morph, it wasn't like, let's do the whole thing all over again. It was just like immediate that they just got right into suit.
Exactly. Like I actually enjoy the fact that it was like, okay, the first time we got to see the transformation, and the next time it's just kind of like, all right, now let's just kind of like hurry this up. Just kind of like, hurry up. Let's get into it. Hurry up. But
that's a pet peeve. That's a pet peeve for me. Because it's like, you guys are taking too damn long on this damn morph.
You know what?
Good.
No, go ahead.
I appreciate, like, okay. So it seems like we're getting multiple morphs in one episode, in each episode. So they'll make sure to get that full one in and then the second one will be like an instamorph, or we'll see both in an episode. But I think like if they could kind of integrate both of them together, and then also utilize instamorphs by themselves, like that gives us more time for story. But that
I
it just
think
be long.
My thing is, what I would really appreciate is if they just cut out the whole sword scene after they morph. Like, cut that out. If they cut that out, of course they had to do it, episode 5, because that was their first time, everybody, doing it together. But, on a future episode that we're going to talk about, they did it again. And it's like, y'all could just actually cut this out, because we just seen it last episode. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could actually cut this out, because now we're wasting time.
The whole, oh my God, like the arm movements and stuff, and pausing and then doing the spin. It's like, that's a lot.
I will say this. What they are doing is they are trying to take on the whole, the beats from the Japanese version, not exactly doing what they're doing, because thank God, because those dancing keys look stupid, and I hated that Ryu Soldier. But also too, at the same time, they are trying to take those beats of like giving them the moments to like, show off the key, and and then doing the little jig and all this stuff. It's like, all right, now, like, can we just go ahead and do kind of like with the instamorph and just kind of slap them bracelets and keep it pushing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I would really actually appreciate that. So yeah, like it's just kind of like, okay, all right. I mean, this is cute, and don't get me wrong, like I actually do enjoy their morph a lot more than Ryu Soldiers. I will honestly say that. It is a lot better than Ryu Soldiers to me. But still, it is kind of like, I can't see how some people are just like, girl, so you mean to tell me these monsters are standing here watching this and they ain't doing nothing? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can understand that.
We got to get that at some point. Them being like, okay, you're taking a long time, and then just like blast them. That'd be so cool.
That would be hilarious. Kind of like how Toxica did Alyssa in Wild Force, when Sis was about to morph and Toxica shot her and she went flying down the hill.
Damn, I forgot
that was funny. I was like, yes, Toxica, you better get her in that morph. But yeah, so I mean, I'm hoping that at some point the monster's wising up and is like, all right, let's just go ahead and end this before they morph, get it over with. But yeah, so I did appreciate that little bit. I was like, okay, that was cute. We got to see them. We got to see the little piece of morph. But one thing that really did stick out to me in this episode for sure was that damn race. The race itself was like, no, y'all didn't. So first of all, Izzy was giving her old girl mad attitude or whatever, and rightfully so, because Sis was like, good luck on the race. Like, oh, girl, first of all, don't be talking to me like that. You don't know me like that. Shoot. I was like, okay, Izzy, tell her, tell my son, I won't need it. That's right, girl. You tell her, girl, listen, I would have told her about herself before the race even started. Like, girl, meet me outside. After this race, like, you can meet me after I win.
No. It's cash me outside. How about that?
Cash me outside, how about that? No, like, but no, like, I'm just like, girl, like, hell, I'd have been taking off my earrings right there before the race even started. Like, what's good? You want a piece? What's up? And then, of course, the makeup people in this show, they don't know how to they don't know how to do a fresh face, so they had Izzy beat Honey. I said, now this girl got a full face of makeup on and about to run a race. Now I know you lying, but y'all can't do fresh faces on this show. I mean, you seen the blush and everything. I'm like, all right, now y'all tripping, but but she was pretty though. I mean, Izzy's a beautiful girl. Like, come on, Tessa. But anyway, so old girl, they ran the race, and Sis was trying to push her off the track. Did y'all notice that? Like, she kept kind of like almost kind of like bumping into her, like trying to push her off. I'm like, oh no. Oh no. And that's why when she tripped and went rolling down that hill head first, I was like, that's what you get with your bum ass. I ain't never been so happy in my life to see some shit like that. I'm like, that's what you get. Karma. Good job, honey.
Oh my god. I'm not gonna lie. I was also low-key hoping that I want to say Tessa, but it's not Tessa. Izzy wouldn't help her. I was low-key hoping. Obviously, it's Power Rangers, and the right thing to do is to help her. So she did, you know. But you know.
I don't care. I agree. I would have kept running. I'd be like, yo lost, bagger, and kept going.
Like, oh, I'm sorry. That's the way to the no. I'm gonna run this way because I think this is the correct way to go to the finish line. You go your way. That's what I would have pretend.
Listen, girl, the other girls did it because not one girl stopped and was like, oh, she fell. Oh,
Weren't they were further behind though.
But they could have stopped. They could have stopped. They could have been like, oh, shoot, is she okay? Not one of them did that. Not one.
Nope.
Them girls kept running, and it was like, fuck her. we got a race to win. So I don't blame them. They was I would have done the same thing. Like, because who knows? Fern could have, been nasty to them too. So possible. I don't blame them. I've been like, oh, she fell down. Oh, she fell. Oh, she hurt herself. Oh, okay. All right, I got a race to win, and kept right on pushing. Like, bump her. Oh well, but of course, it like we said, Izzy, she had to learn the lesson of the episode, so it was just like, all right, let her go on ahead and learn her lesson and all this stuff about, of course, winning isn't everything. Now, mind you, also in these races, you do have checkpoints, and I'm pretty sure that somebody that she could have ran to a checkpoint and been like, oh yeah, Fern hurt herself, and kept running. I mean, I'm just saying. And they could have went back and, helped the girl up, got her some help. Oh, well, keep it pushing. But no, she had to go help. And, we get it. It's Power Rangers, right? But the main point of the episode was that, of course, they had to find the Zords. They had to find, the missing Zords. Now, how do y'all feel about Izzy getting her Zord before Javi getting his?
I'm fine with it, honestly.
It didn't bother me. It made sense with it being an easy focus.
Because the reason why I asked is because I'm thinking, for me, like, I don't have an issue with it, but I do kind of feel like I wish that Izzy would have gotten hers. Not gotten hers, but I wish that Izzy got her her key long before Javi did. I wish that Izzy would have got hers before Javi got his, because, and this goes back to, what I was saying before with, the emerald, the Nephrite orb was green. So, I mean, it would make sense that if it's green, it should be Izzy's key inside. But I mean, yeah, it was both keys, but still, I'm like, both keys. You just give Izzy hers, and then she had her episode on the next episode. She had her, had to find the little Tiger Zord on the next episode, and then call it a day. But no, that's not what they did. Which I'm like, all right, whatever, whatever. But I do appreciate that they did actually feature her as, getting her little piece of Zord and calling it a day. Which I was like, all right, cool. What else did you notice in this episode that was kind of like, oh, okay? What else was it giving?
The Jane and Jay Fork scene where they're with the little kids and they're teaching them how to
call the hotline.
To call the hotline. I actually like that scene. I like their little jingle, and I like the fact that they're teaching kids, how to take care of an emergency situation instead of
Well,
shielding them from it.
They didn't do a very good job of taking care of the actual situation. I love how
Well,
they
yeah, but
stay calm and call the power hotline.
exactly. I like that.
First of all, can we just say that song by itself is amazing? I love it.
I like it.
I love that song so much. I learned it. I learned it actually. And because I love it. I do not understand. I watched that one scene 100 times.
Oh my god.
Because it was just so cute. I'm like, this is cute.
You gotta sing it.
Do I have to?
Yes.
I mean, of course, yes.
All right.
Fine. If you see a scary Sporix or hear a monster roarix, stay calm and call the hotline and everything will be fine. Call 555-0172. The Rangers will come and help you.
Wow. Yeah, I like the harmonizing part.
Okay, because I can't do both voices. I was hoping somebody joined in and would give him a little piece of harmony, but whatever. Y'all just let me sing by myself.
Well, trust me, if we want to keep our listeners, you do not want to hear me sing.
I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, I was hoping somebody joined in with me, but okay. But no, I just love that scene so freaking much. It was so cute. I enjoyed that. That was one of the rarest instances in recent Power Rangers history where I actually enjoyed the dual comedy buddy scene. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I was like, oh my God, thank you, Dino Fury. Y'all actually did the impossible. You actually made me laugh and enjoy a scene.
Yeah. And it reminded me of the old days with them mentoring kids, even though it wasn't an episode long, arc with a kid, but just to have that moment with the kids reminded me of the old days.
Right. Absolutely. I really enjoyed that. I was like, good job, y'all. I enjoyed that little piece of scene. So yeah. Now I will say though, the one part that I didn't enjoy was the second half of that Jay Borg and Jane situation. Because I'm sorry, them jumping into the trash can and then getting stopped by the police and then them giving them a ticket. I'm like, no.
Yeah, that was stupid. Yeah. It's your city is newly dealing with monsters, so why are you penalizing somebody, and why aren't you trying to figure out what's really going on?
Exactly. I was just like, okay, all right. This is a little bit far-fetched. I mean, come on now. So I didn't enjoy that.
It made me feel for them.
Me too. I felt bad. I didn't laugh at that. I actually felt bad about it.
Agreed.
I'm like, that's not fair.
That's not I think if anything, they should have been like, wait, you guys are okay? That was a rough ride. No.
Right.
No, did not care for them at all.
It was
you're getting a ticket. How dare you?
My thing is, so you're not going to ask any questions? You're just instantly, you're getting a ticket. It's but you're not going to ask any questions as to why these people are rolling down a hill in a trash can.
Well, technically, it's only one person and a robot.
Well, I mean, it's a very humanoid-looking robot. So, I mean, they would probably mistake it for a human. They would. I'm pretty sure.
Though, does Jayborg get a ticket, or is it just Jane? Jane, yeah.
More than likely, it's probably just Jane. Because it's they can't really write up a robot. But I mean, well, let me change that. This is the Power Rangers universe. So I mean, they could do anything in this universe. But a robot with a record. But yeah, I mean, that scene, I was like, all right, y'all doing the most. That was not cute. So didn't enjoy that. But the first part, I was like, oh, this is cute. I like this. How did y'all feel about, Sarah Dalton as Lily?
Oh, I thought I liked her. She was the way that she delivered some of her lines. She had a little she showed so much personality. She seemed like such a sweetie. I liked it.
I liked her. I thought she was so cute, and she fit the part. I felt like they found the right person to fit the part that they were looking to, I guess, utilize, and it was perfect. It was just the right opportunity with the right. Now I couldn't tell if that was like the acting direction that they wanted to take, or if she actually spoke like that in real life. Like I genuinely do not know. I haven't really done my research on her myself, but yeah, that was the only thing I wasn't sure about was where what she didn't. I felt like she didn't cut in time, or cut in with enough time for Izzy to sort of give her shit for her. So she just paused a lot. So I wasn't sure if that was like the direction of the how they wanted to take things, or if that's just how she is. But overall,
I
like,
feel like, yeah, I got, well, sorry, cut you off, but
no, I was done.
no, I was just gonna say, like, I feel like that was more of like an acting choice, like a director choice, because like, I mean, just listening to her actually talk, it was just kind of like, oh, okay, like I
Right.
just kind of, I think in that scene, it was just like, it was more so of Izzy just like trying to give her shit and just kind of like trying to cut her off, like, okay, girl, no, you know what I'm saying, like. And also too, just to add to that, before I, talk about the wonderful Miss Dalton, I I do kind of feel like, and I do have seen some comments about how people were like, oh well, she shouldn't have done that, and how dare she talk to her like that, and blah 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 blah. Y'all have to also remember, Izzy actually grew up with this girl, so her relationship
Right.
to her is actually
It's different.
a lot different than somebody who, oh, I just met this person, just a couple of months ago,
Exactly.
and you know what I'm saying,
Oh,
like
exactly.
they grew up together because
And
that's
not
her
even,
family.
just that though, but like the one thing that I find kind of rather annoying, and again, this you guys can definitely let me know your views on this, is like we're always taught that like obviously there are people with special needs, and we should always treat them as equals, and I'm happy to do so, and then but I just don't get the whole, if we are meant to treat them as equal, why is it that that is being frowned upon when we treat them like an equal?
Right. No, no, and that makes
That's a
perfect sense.
good
And
point.
I'm glad that you actually brought that up. And I do think that's like a one of those like touchy things that people, you know what I'm saying, that people want
Yeah.
to like, kind of like not really touch in
Right.
a sense, because they're like, oh, I don't want to seem insensitive or anything like that. But to be truthfully honest, and like I've spoke, like, listen, I've dealt with many a different kind of people, whether it's special needs or whatever, you know what I'm saying, like whatever it is. And it's like, one thing that I know for a fact that I can honestly say that they have in common is that they have personalities like a mug, and they basically want you to treat them like normal people. They
Yeah.
want to feel like normal
Yeah.
people,
Exactly.
and I
Exactly.
don't necessarily, and I've always had that belief of like, you know, treat people how you want to be treated. And that goes for anybody.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to treat you extra special. You know what I'm saying? Because you have special needs. Now, granted, yes, will I need, depending on what your need is, will I need to cater to that? Yes,
Of course,
absolutely.
absolutely,
You know,
and I 100% agree that. And so that's why I find it kind of weird that people are getting so offended by the fact that Izzy, the character, is talking to her cousin like that. But for one, Brendan's right. They grew up together. So obviously their family, they have a special relationship. But also overall in general, why can't we speak to her the way you would normally speak to another person when you're upset?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
exactly.
I don't see the
I agree.
I don't see the issue at all.
No, and that's the thing, and that's why I'm like, I agree 100%. Like, I agree with you, Lena, for that, because it's like, no, like, you know, the thing is, it's like I said earlier, she grew up with her, and they have a special relationship. It's like, and plus, she's not treating her badly due to her condition. And that's the thing that I think that a lot of people are missing. People are looking at her and trying to create space for a situation that's not being called in. You know what I'm saying? It's not that Izzy was treating her bad due to her disability.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She was calling her out for actually not being where she quote unquote was supposed to be.
Right.
That was the issue. But and the thing is, she also understands that Lily is very punctual. So, so it's not a situation where she's calling her out for her disability. And I need people to stop being so overtly sensitive to stuff like that. Oh, she's talking to a special needs person like that. Oh my God, like stop it.
Right.
Nobody is talking about her her disability. No one is talking about it.
And
you know what I'm saying?
100%. I'm also kind of annoyed too because like we are in the day and age of what we call cancel culture, right? So everyone's trying to find everything to freaking cancel. And like
right.
Like that's not even the issue. Like the issue is just like that's like anybody else. Like that's Will or Brennan who says that they're gonna do something for me or with me and they don't show up on time. I'm gonna be P too, just like Izzy would be. But that has nothing to do with her disability. Period.
Exactly. Like that is exactly my point. It's like if you were to take Lily out and replace her with somebody else who doesn't have a disability, would you still feel the same way? You know what I'm saying? Like that's the real question to ask. Like, would you actually feel the same way? The answer would probably be no. But you're looking at the fact that, the character has a disability. So, she shouldn't be talking to her like that. No. If they're family and they grew up together and it's like, all right, like, you know me, I know you, and I know you to do X, Y, and Z. Yes. Like you would have a different type of way of talking to somebody. So I do believe that, like, I think they executed that scene actually rather perfectly, to be honest with you. I think they executed it perfectly. Mm-hmm. And to add to, the performance of Sarah, I think that she did absolutely amazing. I was like, I want more of Lily, to be honest with you. I want more of her. I hope we do. I mean, more like we're not going to see her again. Yeah. But, I would love for her to make a reprise of her character in a future episode. I would love it. I mean, she did a fabulous job. So, I mean, props up to Sarah Dalton, because, girl, you did that. You did that.
What's her specialty for the Olympics?
I don't know, actually.
I don't know. Oh my goodness. It was like 150 meters, or was it 50 meters?
We're gonna have to look this up.
Right, I have to look it up because I don't remember.
And it's the I don't know. I would think since it's set in America that they would have done the distance, the way that America does distance, and not the way that they do it over in New Zealand where it's filmed. But I don't. Oh my God, it's been so long since I did track. I don't remember how they measure them.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
Yeah, it was. It definitely. I remember. I remember fives in the number. But it was like it was a something meter dash that she came in first place in. I just cannot remember the number.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all. I don't remember what it was, and I should, but I don't remember. I'm sorry. But yeah, like, I mean, old girl, she did really good. So I really enjoyed her character, and I really enjoyed her. But yeah, and the monster of the week, what is it? Brine Blast? Brine Blast, right? Okay, so little backstory here. So Brine Blast, it came out, Power Scoop, credit to them. We're like, Power Scoop has been on it as far as like trying to, give us all the tea on who did what, who, when, where, and why. They've been posting up a lot of stuff, and we've shared a lot of the stuff that they post. So, they're like the main people to go to when you want, a lot of, behind the scenes stuff. Well, people make mistakes, y'all. People make mistakes. And, it's just one of those situations where it's like they made a mistake. So they posted up saying, Jason Smith was the voice of Brian Blast. Now, if you don't remember, Jason Smith, that name belongs to a past Red Ranger who played Casey in Jungle Fury. Now, of course, that made crazy buzz because, of course, it's like, oh, a past Ranger is voicing a monster. Oh my God. Now, granted, yes, this has happened a couple times, but it's like, oh, cool, we got another past Ranger voicing a monster. So, many people thought, you know what, this is dope, right? Well, it came to find out that that wasn't him. He actually made a tweet basically saying, you know what, that's not me, guys. Yeah. So of course, the retractions had to come up and stuff like that. And actually somebody commented on our post and was like, yo, like, actually that's not Jason Smith. Like, that's not Casey. It was, he tweeted it and was like, that's not him. So we went ahead and made an edit to the post and also reposted the actual tweet that he made. Now, I want you to know, for some odd reason, that's not good enough. That's not good enough according to some people, because you got some people who just random. It's just one of them situations where it's like, I guess, actually making edits to the post, it's not good enough. Like, they're just like, well, that's not true. And this is false. And this is fake news. It's like, you do know we made edits to the actual post. If you read it instead of, just, typing away, trying to make somebody, seem incorrect, if you just read, just read, y'all. Just read. I promise you won't make yourself look like an idiot. Like, it's just like, come on now. It was just one of them situations where it was just like, it just turned into something else. And once again, it's what's that term? Selective outrage. That's what it is. It's just one of them situations where it's like, oh, we're trying to find a reason to be out, to have outrage for something. And people will try to find just the smallest reason to be upset. And I'm just like, really? I mean, what do you guys think? Like, am I tripping or like what?
Well, it sounds like you guys noticed it more than I did in the last week or so. But I didn't even know that people were upset that it wasn't him. Was it something like when Ranger fans think that Rangers are over the series and then they get offended? Was it something like that?
It wasn't that to that extreme, but like it was more so because I've seen it come at us, but I also seen it come at Power Scoop as well. And it's just like, y'all do know that we're reporting this. Sometimes reports, are false. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes we make mistakes. We see names because that's literally exactly what Power Scoop does. Like, they look at the credits and everything, and they're like instantly, oh, this person sounds familiar. That's why with Josephine Davidson being the voice of Solon, who was also in SPD as Morgana. Like, that was a thing because it was like, oh, I recognize this name. This is her. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those situations where, like, you do the research, you see a name, it's like, oh, okay, cool, and you post about it. Like,
Brandon, wait. I thought we found out that wasn't her.
No, it was. No, it was. What happened? Yeah, it is. It is her. What it was they misspelled her name, but they corrected it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and they've done that a couple times. Like, Power Rangers has done that a couple times in their in the whatchamacallits, in the credits, where they'll show somebody's name and then they'll be like, oh yeah, this is the spelling, and then all of a sudden they'll go back and correct it, and they're like, oh shoot, it's spelled wrong. Okay, sorry. And and yeah, but yeah, it's her. And then you can kind of listen to it and tell, like, you can tell that's more gone.
I can't. I guess it's been a really long time since I watched SPD, so that's probably why I can't tell.
Yeah, like, I mean, I actually watched a couple episodes at the time just to kind of listen and kind of see if, like, is that her or not, you know? And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that is her. So, I mean, it makes sense, you know? But, you know, my whole thing is, I'm just like I said, people make mistakes, you know, and it's just best not to even, like, it's not that deep where it's like, you know, just like haggling on people's posts or haggling the poster, the original poster, and being like, this is wrong. Like, calm down. Like, it's not that deep, y'all. And plus, like, the same way you found out is the same way we found out. So, like, you can chill. It's okay. I promise you, we know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I promise you're not telling us anything we don't already know and probably already done called attention to. So, especially if it's days late, like, you know, by this point, if you ran across our post and, like, literally, like, almost 3 or 4 days later, and you ran across it, like, and you're still saying this is not them, 9 times out of 10, you didn't do your research. You didn't look at our actual page, or you didn't actually look at the actual post and recognize, oh yeah, they already know about it. Interesting, and keep it pushing. But anyway, that's my little mini rant of the day. So we're going to move on to the next episode, which is Superstition Strikes. Now, y'all, I'm not going to lie to y'all. I'm not even going to lie. I didn't like this episode.
Yo,
well, I'm not going to say I didn't. Let me change that. I'm not going to say I didn't like it. I'm not gonna say I didn't like it, but it's not on the same level of, oh yes, honey. It's not on the same level as that, like I've had with the previous episodes.
I agree. It was
fair.
It was like, I liked how the whole thing, you know, like, played out, but definitely I could have sat out this episode.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it wasn't very special. It was very just like a regular episode, I guess. Something that I would have liked to have seen is taking it back to the old days where you introduce a family member of a ranger and they're kind of like the focus of the episode. So, like, he could have got kidnapped, Pop could have got kidnapped or something. But they did.
I mean,
yeah.
The only thing that was good about this episode was the fact that Doom Tower ended up on their base. I was like, oh.
Right. Yeah,
I like Pop though. I actually really liked him.
Yeah, like, I did enjoy his character. His character was so cute. And, like, first of all, I love old people. So, like, I think old people are gems. And, like, I just love their personalities for the most part, unless they're, like, mean and shitty. So I'm just like, okay, whatever. But for the most part, I love old people. And, like, he is so cute and adorable. So I was like, oh my gosh, like, this man, I could just look at Pop all day. But, like, you're right. I do think that they should have focused a little more on Pop, you know, or like you said, kind of like make him kind of like the central focus of that episode, instead of just like trying to just do the whole like superstition thing with Amelia. Now, granted, yes, this is supposed to be her episode, but I would have liked to have had, like you said, do old school and kind of like have Pop kind of be just as almost kind of like the center of attention, but also kind of like making an Amelia episode. I would have liked that a little more too.
I appreciate the fact that they gave us kind of the place where Amelia got her superstition from, and the way that her character is. It originated with her grandfather. So I appreciate we actually got the chance to see the origins of that character trait.
That's true. I do think that, like I said, I wish we could have gotten a little more time with him, because I guarantee you we're not going to see him again. Like, we're not going to see Pop again. So I would have liked to have seen a little more with him, kind of like how we got with Trini's what was it, grandfather?
Or
no, uncle
Steve?
Yes.
Or
Uncle
not
Steve.
Uncle Steve, but
Not Uncle Steve, that's Kimberly.
Yeah, Uncle somebody.
Yeah, her. Yeah. Lord, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. But yes, her uncle somebody. With the invisible potion, him. You know, I wish we would have gotten a little more, kind of like with him. You know, that would have been cute. Nah, damn, that's kind of fucked up. We don't even know his name, but he had a whole part in that whole episode. But anyway, shows us how important he was. But yeah, so I do kind of wish they kind of would have done something like that with him, you know. But yeah, I agree. Something else that really kind of stuck out for me in this episode was Ollie and his foolishness. Now, I'm sorry. I am so sorry I have to say this because this has been heavy on my heart since yesterday. Ollie is getting on my goddamn nerves with all this picking on Amelia like that. Now, I understand this is a situation with him just, you know, picking on her because he like her. And you know how they say when you pick on them all the time, that means you like them. I'm sorry, but this is getting a bit much. I'm like, Ollie, if you say something about this girl one more time, I'm gonna reach for this TV and shake you.
You know what? It could also be the fact that that's just his personality, and Amelia happens to be the easy pickings.
I mean, yes, I do agree with that. And yes, that could very well be it. But at the same time, if that's your personality and that's what you're doing, like, definitely now we got to catch hands. we got to throw hands, because I'm like, my guy, like, if you got an issue, say something. If you got an issue with me, bruh, like, what's good? Like, you want a sword fight? Like, what's tea?
I guess these two need to have a Kendall or a Miss Morgan and Shelby moment where Amelia finally stands up and like see like what is up with you? Why you keep ragging on me?
Something needs to go down, because I'm like, girl, like, Ollie, if you keep this up now, bro, I'm not gonna like you no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna like you.
I mean, you also even notice, like, Amelia doesn't seem to mind it either. I feel like low key, she also feels like she deserves it. Not like that she likes him in return.
Like, she deserves it?
Like, no,
I don't know about that.
No, she feels. Because you know how
I don't even say she feels like she deserves it. Because, I mean, this is something that she
believes
in.
The way she's like taking it, she's not fighting back really. She's sort of like, well, you know, like,
maybe she's
because she feels insulted. She feels insulted.
All
like,
the more reasons why you should be like, excuse me, what's your problem?
Absolutely, and I agree. But at the same time, it's like, you know, she like Will just said, she's meek. Like, it's like, okay, yeah, you know, I do feel strongly about this, but at the same time, if you over, you know, making me feel some type of way, and I don't want to fight back with you, then yeah, I would shut down naturally. Like, I would just, you know, shut down and let you have your moment, because like, you can tell that Ollie is a power. I was about to say, oh my God. I was about to say,
oh God, you better not.
I was literally about to say Ollie is a power top.
Oh my God. No, so what I was gonna say is like,
oh my God.
I feel like Amelia is such strong-headed because she's a reporter and everything like that, right? She doesn't take no for an answer. So it seems really interesting that like she's sort of letting Ollie like, you know, like, bully her, if you will, like, or like,
that's work. This is like her personal life.
I mean, isn't Ollie working with her work too?
No,
he just be around.
He's just around.
I mean, where's his mom? We should go send him back to.
Where the hell is his mom at? I miss her.
We should send him back to his mom.
Yo, dead ass.
Get your son now.
Come get your son.
I expected to see her more often since she was in the first 2 episodes, and just judging how they use the parents in Beast Morphers, but we have not seen her in a few episodes.
Well, obviously, because she's like, damn, thank God Amelia took him off me. I was tired of that.
I guess so.
Okay, because he probably getting on her nerves too. Shoot. I'm like,
oh my God. Like, people are like, oh, thank God Amelia. Like, God bless you. You take this boy off my hands. I got work to do. Bye.
Child, because I'm just like, this don't make no sense. Like, oh my God, it was bad. I'm like, on this episode, I mean, he just really ragged on this baby. And I'm like, if you don't leave her alone, you know she's superstitious, you know how she feels about the paranormal. Like, hey, say your little 2-bit and go. Okay, go sit down somewhere. I mean, he just got to drag it. He got to drag on her. I'm like, boy, oh my God. When I tell you he was getting on my nerves this episode, I was like, oh my God, Ali, oh my God.
There was a moment.
I love how at the end, though, like Karma hit him good.
Right.
Oh, yes. But he laughed it off, though. So it's kind of like,
right. That's the thing.
They're supposed to laugh it off.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, I'm like, I would have really just wanted him just to revel in it and just be like, God damn, why did this just happen to me? And everybody just laugh at him like, ha, 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 ha. Good for you. You know what I'm saying? I would have loved that. Like, that's what you get. But of course, he, like you said, he laughed it off, and it's just like, all right, fine. I guess y'all can, have y'all little kiki haha moment, but still.
Did you guys notice the part where in the beginning of the episode when they came across Pop Pop for the first time, and Amelia said, why don't we help you out with your window washing? And Ali's face when he looked at her, like he didn't want to do it. Did you see that?
I didn't notice that.
He looked at her like, I don't want to do that shit.
Yo, no, I did not notice that. I did not notice that.
I need to watch it. Yeah, that's great.
He turned
I did not notice that.
He like turned and looked at her. And then, oh my God.
He's like, girl, what?
Just judging from how he acts towards her, that's how I took it. But it looks so funny. Oh my God. And when how the hell did it happen? Pop Pop, he was covered in suds and everybody thought he was a monster.
Yeah.
That did look kind of
First of all, can we talk about that for like 2.5 seconds? Because I got an issue with that scene. So you mean to tell me that everybody was running from Pop Pop with his little piece of with his body covered in suds and all sorts of crap, which I'm like, I don't know how the hell that happened. But anyway, you mean to tell me you got Pop Pop, doing his job, his whole job. You mean to tell me he's doing his job and you got some little privileged ass little piece of hipster, wannabe hipster, calling the Ranger hotline on a person working? For real? Y'all, did y'all notice that?
Damn, that sound like some real life stuff. Damn.
Okay.
That's terrible.
I was like, I peeped that as soon as it happened. I was like, nah, Power Rangers, for real? This is what we doing? Like, I would literally peep that and was like, yo, y'all kidding, right? You kidding, right? Like, this wannabe hipster dude is like, oh my God, like Power Ranger Hotline, it's a monster. And it's clearly somebody doing their job. Like, really? So yeah, I was a little triggered, not gonna lie. A little triggered. But yeah, like I found that to be so interesting. I was like, okay. But yo, did you realize how fast they got there though?
They did. I was gonna say the same thing. I was like, yo, they got there fast.
like, my guy, I'm really like, so y'all really teleported? Like, I'm pretty sure somebody saw them. I don't care what nobody said.
Right,
Somebody
I was
saw
thinking
them.
that too. Like these Rangers are not they're not doing a good job with like concealing their identities because they teleport unmorphed a lot to areas that are being attacked. They morph in public. And of course, every season does this, but they very loudly and audibly call each other by name when they're around people, civilians. So it's like,
And that's something that I've definitely noticed in this show a lot, which mainly, especially, is the whole thing of like the teleportation thing. Now, mind you, I don't mind the teleportation thing. I love the teleportation thing, actually. I love the fact that they're introducing this back into the show. And I'm like, thank God, because now it makes more sense. That's the reason why they get to point A to point B so fast. Like, it makes sense. But with this, it's like, can we take it back to the old school where if they teleport behind maybe in an alley, or maybe they teleport, behind a car somewhere, like something. Don't. Why are we teleporting like literally in front of people? Like, like, what are we doing? What are we doing, y'all? What are we doing? So yes, I don't like that. Don't like that. I mean, if we can find a place to teleport, to hide away from people, that would be great. Um, but yeah, like they teleported and they found, pop working, which I'm like, see what y'all running talking about the damn monster and talking about it's a sports beast and it's somebody working. Triggered. But anywho,
Discriminating much.
very much discrimination. Very much. But yeah, another thing on this episode that I found very interesting, was the whole thing with Hunter. So Hunter in this episode, of course, we know she was the spotlight focus, right? Now, this little first fight that she had with the Sporix Beast. Now, girl, why didn't you go ahead and call your friends first instead of just rushing and just trying to fight that thing by yourself? Girl, y'all know y'all fight Sporix Beast together, not separately. That's one. Two, can we also talk about the fact that when, after she done got her behind kicked and the monster was about to shoot her, girl picked up that trash can lid like Captain America and blocked
wow.
and blocked the Sports Beast blast. I'm like, now I personally enjoyed that part. I don't know about nobody else. I enjoyed it because I was like,
I like that whole thing because I like that we had a little feeling of, oh my god, I don't know the word, but when she was initially attacked, she had her morpher busted, and then the sports beast was coming after her, and it's like, oh my god, what's about to happen? Like, she's actually in danger right now, and then like I like that moment. And then when
no,
the
I love
Rangers,
that. Yeah.
then when the Rangers came and helped her, and she tried to help out, but she ended up screwing up. Actually, I like that too. It's interesting that a trash can lid is powerful enough to take the blast and reflect the blast of a monster and not, be
Well, I
destroyed.
mean, we've seen that a couple times. We've seen that a couple times in Dino Charge, where we've seen, people bust out random objects and it's like
Travels.
deflecting beasts, right? So that's not. I was like, that's kind of cool that they had her deflect that blast, but I'm like, she is looking like Captain America right now, and it's just like, okay, girl. But yeah, I particularly enjoyed that.
You said Captain America. I thought about the new Captain America on Falcon and Winter Soldier, and how I know this is like so not related, but how earlier you posted this meme about how people are freaking out over some random dude playing Captain America. I'm like, really?
Right.
I'm seeing that. Yeah, I've seen people's reactions to that. I didn't know that was actually from the show until maybe last week because I haven't watched it yet.
Oh yeah, no,
I
I
will
just caught up
eventually.
like a couple days ago myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been watching it since it came out, and I'm just like, okay, y'all, like for real, like granted, yes, dude is a douche. Yes, he is. I mean, he has a face that you want to punch and
He
stomp
really
and
does.
kick. And also little tidbit fact, did not know this, but apparently he was in the running with Chris Evans.
What?
Yep.
Wow.
I
He
am
was in the running.
so glad that he ended up becoming Captain America the first time
Same
around.
here. I was
Like,
like,
so
thank
glad.
God he did not get that role because I'm
Because I
like,
really
ooh.
wanted to punch him the moment I saw him, and it was all like, you know, we could work together, whatever. And then the other thing is too, what I don't get is that maybe one of you can explain it to me. He doesn't have Captain America's super ability. So how is he able to do half of what Captain America was meant to do?
You know what? I don't think, to be truthfully honest with you, I think he does. I think he does. I think he
Yeah.
does have the super serum, and like he's not like he either like the the United States government is keeping it a secret.
Okay, because I'm like, the way
I
he
think he
fought against
does
those other super soldier, he seemed weak as fuck.
because and the reason why I say that, like he has to have some version of the super soldier serum because I'm like we've seen Falcon kind of try to throw it before, and the force ricocheting coming back knocks him down.
Right.
So it's like, how the hell can this normal dude? And we already know that this shield defies like the laws of physics anyway. We know this. So how in the hell is this dude able to, you know what I'm saying, to throw the
Yeah.
cap shield and catch it with no problem?
Right.
Like, nah.
Right.
Like they created a version of the super serum, and I don't think that it's like the same version
Right.
that you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That like you know that you know Cap had, but is like strong enough to be able to make him super.
Yeah, because I was like, I was questioning about that. But anywho, Z, sorry, listeners, we're back to our regular programming.
but but yeah, like I don't know, like I thought that was really cool. I thought that was really cool with Amelia. I just thought that at the very because it was like it's one of those situations where it's like it was one on one hand the scene was kind of like I didn't care for it too much. But then it was like when she used the trash can lid like cap shield, I was like, yeah, you know, like I kind of started smiling, like, yeah, I like that. That was cool. But like, I'm not gonna lie, when the scene first started, I did not care for it. I did not like. I didn't like it. I was like, okay, girl, like you kind of deserve to get your behind kicked because you know doggone well you could have helped your friends first. Like not help your friend, but you could have called them first. And then was and because I mean apparently they get to places like, you know, at the speed of light. So I mean they could have gotten there and y'all could have fought together. But no, you had to try to be, you know, Captain Marvel and you know want to try to fight people by yourself. You know, I'm all for women empowerment, but at the same time, sis, fight your battles wisely, girl. Fight your battles wisely. But but yeah, so you know, and then of course, you know, she's blaming everything on bad luck, bad luck, bad luck, bad luck, bad luck, bad luck, bad luck. First of all, can we talk about how many times bad luck was said in this episode?
Too many times for me to count, but I was annoyed with it by the end of it.
I was annoyed. When I say annoyed, like I was really getting upset. I was like, how many times are we going to keep saying bad luck? Bad luck, bad luck, bad luck, bad luck. Like if this was a drinking game and I had to take a shot every time she said bad luck, I would be drunk as shit. I'm not going to lie to you. I would be drunk, like drunk, like throwing up drunk because I'm just like every 5 minutes. I know in that scene with Solon, she said bad luck at least 3 times. I'm like, yo, we're regressing here, y'all. We're regressing. PR writers, we're regressing. Like, we get it. The kids get it. Like, bad luck is the focus of this episode. We know. Can you please stop saying it? Like, this is not even Beast Morphers kind of storytelling. This is like Neo Saban kind of storytelling. This is like Megaforce level storytelling at this point. It's like, you don't have to talk down to people. Like, we get it. The kids get it. Like, how did y'all feel about that? Like, I can't be the only person who felt that way.
Man, like, this whole episode, I really try to stop through it. It was just bad luck. Bad luck this, bad luck that. Constantly. Over it. Just done.
I think I was just trying to get through the story. I was looking forward to getting to the next scene. So I wasn't paying too much attention to that, honestly.
So many times I kept losing focus. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. I liked well, I guess we're about to talk about it, but I love the scene in just to catch everybody up, Amelia in the first scene, her morpher got smashed, so she had to get it repaired. Well, actually, no, she got it stolen, right? She got it.
Yeah, it was stolen.
Smashed and stolen. Mucus stole it. I like Mucus a lot. She's so.
Told you, I love her.
But yeah, she stole Amelia's morpher. And then when Amelia went back to the base, she had a nice little moment with Solon where Solon tried to give her a pep talk, but it ain't work because she was just feeling so bad about herself. It didn't work, unfortunately. And she just knew that, hear that word again, bad luck.
Once again, bad luck. Like,
I was like messing up her.
I'm sorry. I have to say this because it's one of them situations where it's like I said, they regressed. And this was an actual new writer. This was a new writer on this episode, along with Becca Barnes and Arundel. This is a new writer added. So, I mean, it could be a situation where they were like, we want to introduce somebody new and give them a shot. No. Mm-hmm. Y'all were doing good. Y'all were doing good. And for the first 5 episodes, now granted, episode 5 was a little, but, still, it was all right. It was cute. We were having fun. And now I was like, no. I am triggered at this point. Like, y'all are really triggering me, because it just reminded me so much of early Neo Saban with calling attention to the situation over and over and over and over and over and over. It's like, yo, kids aren't that stupid. They're not that stupid. Like, you can mention it a couple times and stop. They get it. And that's another thing about Amelia that I feel like and I hate to say this because I love Hunter. Hunter is so good in this role. But I feel like Hunter is that character that they want to use to appeal to kids. I feel like she's that character that they're like, we're going to use her to, really have that feel, that energy, that dynamic that kids will gravitate to and kids will love. Stop doing that. Because I'm sorry, Hunter, Amelia is literally like, she's a young adult. Like, she has to be at least like 21 because she has a full-time job. Sis is grown. There is no reason as to why she is repeating herself, sounding like a 10-year-old. There is no reason for this. Especially not when you have everybody else surrounding her sounding like grown adults. Mm-hmm. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like,
I mean, even the kid sounds more adult than her. Izzy.
Even the part where she's like, thanks, fam, or however she says the line. like she sounds so relatable. Like Izzy sounds extremely relatable. And it's like, yo, how y'all making a whole teenager sound cool, and yet y'all making Amelia sound like she's 10? Like Izzy sounds like she's older than Amelia, and that should not be the case.
That's interesting. I didn't I noticed that like with the really high pitched line sometimes with her, and how excited she is about some of the Ranger stuff that's going on. I definitely noticed that, but now, hearing what you're saying, maybe that is the case, that they kind of wanted to have one of the Rangers resonate with the smaller children, and for some reason she was the one that they chose. That's interesting.
Like that's what it kind of feels like. And the thing is, it's like, don't get me wrong, like, yes, Hunter does have a high-pitched voice. Like, I mean, yes, like if you listen to her talk, on, just like, for example, the No Pink Spandex interview between her and Tessa. Shout out to No Pink Spandex for that. That was awesome. If you listen to that interview, she sounds the same way. So it's not like a voice that she's putting on. Like that's her actual voice. Mm-hmm. But it's just like, at the same time, it's like, okay, wonderful, but still, do you have to attribute her voice and also make her sound just as, high pitched and silly at the same time too, but also like make the words also coming out of her mouth sound just as silly and childish? Like it just doesn't gel to me. Like, you don't have to make her this character that, oh my god, like she's so she's so bubbly and silly. Like you can make her bubbly and fun without diminishing her as a person. And that's what I kind of feel like they're doing, especially on this episode, because she just really felt like in this episode, for me, she felt like she was 10, and I'm like, this girl got to be at least 21 years old or a little older. She has to be. So it's like, I don't believe that y'all are making her act the way she's acting. Like, I don't believe that the character would do this. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really too much care for that. That I just kind of felt like, y'all could, missed opportunity. What was another thing? Oh, yeah. So one thing about this episode that I actually did like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I actually thoroughly enjoyed this part, probably more than most people. But I actually liked the part where Amelia got to use her Zord as the main power, the Anklo Zord.
Yes, I love that.
I love that, and like the form is really cute, and the way his body movements was just all like girly. It was really cute how the Zord's body movements was all girly and stuff. That was really cute. But the one thing I loved that I'm glad they kept in the fight was when when she pulls back and she accidentally hits the pole, which causes a chain reaction. I thought that was actually kind of cute. I thought that was cute. I was like, oh, that was cute. That was fun. I like that. But yeah, is there any other things that stuck out to y'all in this episode?
Yeah, definitely. The little plot point that they introduced, but they didn't really expand upon, was when Mika stole Amelia's morpher. Boom Tower wanted to repair it, but did he just want to repair it so that he could get into their base, or did he want to use it?
I thought the whole point was to repair it. No, like that wasn't. I thought that wasn't Boom Tower, was it? That was whatchamacallit? That was Void Knight. Yeah, Void Knight wanted to repair it so that he could get into the base. That was the main reason.
Okay, it was just that. Okay.
Yeah, it was just that. Like,
I was thinking, like, did he want to use it for something else? Did he want to try to get one of his Sporks piece or something to be able to connect to it? I guess I made too much.
The main reason for him stealing the morpher was to make sure that they could get into the base so that they can steal the other remaining Sporks that the Rangers took.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that was the reason why they stole the morpher. And then, so remember when Remember when Boom Tower teleported in, he was like, I'm here to get the rest of the sporks.
Right. You're right. Okay. And then well that took me back to you need a power coin to get into the command center. I love that. That was really cool. And it we got it kind of early in the season to have a big bag get inside of the base. But still was a cool moment. And then for her to be able to fight Boom Tower alone after Solon made a new morpher for her, that was really cool. That was really cool. I love seeing her, take care of business on her own.
Like all of the moments where you got to see her actually be a badass, I was like, yes, like this is what we love to see. We love to see, women empowerment, and we love to see women be badasses. But also at the same time, what we don't like to see is, them being portrayed as little children. Like that is not what we want to see. But I enjoyed every moment that she had where she was like, yeah, like this is cool, and I am being a hero, and like, and I did kind of laugh at the fact that she clocked him with the whole DUNE. He was trying to spell done.
I remember that. Yeah,
I was like, you're an idiot.
Yeah, like at first I was like, is he trying to spell Dunzo? But then when she corrected him, I'm like, oh, I'm dead. I'm like, I'm with you, monster. I was just as dumb as you.
I mean, like he's an alien, not from Earth, so it makes sense he wouldn't know how to spell. Or he could just be dumb. He could just be dumb, because a lot of times we've seen that the monsters in Power Rangers are dumb, so it could have been that.
I mean, this monster, they've made it very clear, like, Boom Tower is not the smartest. He's not the smartest monster on the team. Like, they made that very clear. Like, Boom Tower is not smart. So, I do appreciate that they are definitely sticking with that. He's not very smart.
I really liked how when Amelia took charge, the Zor literally had the identical head of hers. That was really cool. I've never seen that before.
Mm-hmm.
That was really cool. That was a part that stuck out for me.
Yeah, I believe that, if I'm not mistaken, because that happened with Izzy too on her Zord, where like when she transformed hers, when she took control. One thing I don't like though is that every time someone else takes control of the Megazord, Red is still in the middle.
Yeah,
like. I would appreciate if they pulled a Zeo. Hello, Zeo, my favorite season. If they pulled a Zeo and shifted the podiums, so that whoever is at the head, they can, pilot the Zord.
I agree, because like that's what threw me off. I didn't realize Amelia was even piloting. Oh, I can't even speak. Was in control of the Zord, because I had some point zoomed out and like. Because it was one of those episodes that I was really not enjoying. So I zoomed out and I looked up again. I'm like, oh, she's in a Megazord? Okay. I tried rewatching it again. Like it was horrible. Like I tried really hard.
Don't go back.
Dang, it was really horrible. She said it was really, really terrible.
I'm sorry. It was terrible. Like that's actually part of the reason why we were late to record, because I had to rewatch it like at least 3 times to make sure I got majority of the gist of it, because I kept zooming. I can't even speak tonight. Wow, zoning out.
Oh, listen, like I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie. I literally watched it yesterday, and normally I would watch these episodes like at least a good 3 or 4 times before talking about it. Like I only watched it yesterday.
I only watched it right before this recording. Something in me told me that I was not gonna like it. I don't know what it was, But something was just like, Lena, you're not gonna like this episode. So just wait till like you're about to record it real quick.
Dang. Not even gonna lie, like I feel you. Like I haven't touched it since yesterday. So I'm just kind of like, and normally, like, I'm not even gonna lie to you, sometimes like normally I can watch it and like I watch the episode and I'll like watch it at least a couple more times, just like I have it fresh and like you know what I'm saying, where I can talk about it very very vividly.
Yeah.
But in this episode, I was just like, I think I've had enough of this.
Right? And it was funny. Like, normally when you send me episodes, I'd be like, oh my god, I'm all over this. But like when you sent it to me, I was like, I got time.
I feel you.
I didn't. I was going to give it another watch, but of course, I took a nap and woke up right before we recorded, so I didn't get a chance to. But I don't necessarily need to watch it again.
Well,
I'm looking forward to seeing what they do next week.
Well, in that case, let's rate it. Like we already know, kind of have a feeling of what this episode is going to be, but let's rate both of them, episode 5 and 6. So what do we give episode 5?
So episode 5 for me would be 3. Episode 7. Wait, what are we on? 6?
6.
Damn,
you really want to get rid of this episode, huh?
Oh
my god.
1.5 out of 5.
Damn, not a 1.5, girl. I mean, god damn, like not a 1.5.
I promise. It was just not a good episode for me. Just not a good episode. So that's my rating, guys. So 3 for the 5 and 6 is 1.5.
Let's see. For 5, I liked 5, honestly. Oh God. Now I feel like I'm grading them too high. I like 5. I'll give it a 4. And then 6, I'll give it 3.
Nice.
No, don't feel bad, because honestly, like I'm kind of in the same boat. Like for me, like episode 5, I feel like episode 5 for me was a 4, because it was that they had some cute moments. Like, and to be honest, Lily stole the show for me. So I really enjoyed her. So for me, I would probably give it a 4. And because it had minor issues, so I was like, it's not too bad. I mean, to me, it just wasn't on the same level as far as like, intensity as the previous 4 episodes were. So I was just kind of like, okay, episode 5, it was decent. Like, it was an episode of television that I could enjoy. So I was like, all right, cool. So I could give it a 4. Episode 6, though, had some moments that offended me. I'm not gonna lie. It had some moments that kind of offended me. I was like, all right, y'all wildin'. So honestly, I gotta give it and this is purely on a Dino Fury type of scale. not on like a Neo Saban scale, but like on like a Dino Fury scale. I gotta give it a 2. I gotta give it a 2. Like it was not a good episode. Like I feel like it could have stood probably a couple of more rewrites, like at least a good maybe 2 rewrites to kind of really flush it out, really dig in there, kind of fix some things. Yeah, I really feel like it could have done that. I could have seen that more, because there were some things in that episode that I'm just like, if you just would have rewrote this, if y'all could have just looked at this a little more, we probably would be at least maybe a 3 or a 4, maybe. But it's just, there were a lot of things that I was just like, y'all didn't think about this, did you? Especially the overusage of bad luck. I can't get off that. I'm sorry, I can't get off that. So it's, for me, it's a 2. It's a 2.
Well, at least that episode got a 2 out of you.
Well, yeah. I mean, listen. and maybe it just might be the fact that, you know, I might be foggy because I only watched it since yesterday. So it that could be a thing. But you know, and this is surprising because Dino Fury so far has been amazing. So I'm like, but you know, of course, and this is something that even Aaron has said, shouts out to ASD Classified, waiting for the shoe to drop. Waiting for that shoe to drop. And honestly, this was that moment.
Yeah.
This was that moment. Episode 6 was the shoe dropping. Unfortunately, like, oh boy, did it drop. Like, I mean, it dropped because it was like, what am I watching? Like, this ain't Dino Fury. This ain't Dino Fury. I don't know what this is. Like, this is vaguely reminding me of Neo Saban. Like, this is what this is reminding me of. Like, this isn't Dino Fury. This is not the show that I'm loving. Okay? The dialogue is all off. Like, stuff ain't gelling the way it should.
Well, no,
I
was actually saying it's like Neo Saban, but with better dialogue.
I mean,
you don't agree.
I don't agree. I'm sorry. The only person who had actual good dialogue was Izzy.
Mm-hmm.
She was the only one who had good dialogue in this episode. Everybody else, I was like, and well, yeah, Zato had some funny dialogue too. But other than that, like Ollie, because I wanted to punch Ollie in the face. You know, poor Javi ain't really said nothing this entire episode. I mean, he hardly had no lines. You know, and Amelia sounded like a 3-year-old. I'm like, I'm just this episode wasn't episoding like it should have. It wasn't episoding like it should have. I was like, this is that shoe dropping. This is that shoe dropping that Aaron was talking about. So I'm not, I just wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling this episode. So Dino Fury, y'all got some, hopefully next week, you know, hopefully next week y'all can pull us out the ashes, girl. But this week, child, this week was tough. So y'all got some work to do. But if nobody has anything else to say on this, we thank y'all for listening on this week's episode of Tribunal of the Grid. Make sure y'all follow us on all social media. We are now back on TikTok.
We are back on TikTok. And don't forget, you can subscribe to us through Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. Obviously, we don't have our SoundCloud and our YouTube. But of course, it would be major help if you actually just go ahead and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts and give us a rating. A 5-star, please. A 5-star. 5-star. That would help other people find us, and that would help us bring us to the top trending charts. And that would just mean the world to us. Like, you have no idea. So if you could just do that for us, we would greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yes. Dora, Lena had said that, honey. Like, listen, if y'all would just do that for us, that would be amazing. Because we think we're great. And, you know, not trying to toot our own horn. But, you know, we think we are wonderful. And, you know, we give wonderful insight. And we do this, you know, for fun. And we also want other people to listen to it too. So if you can, you know, do that for us, but also to word of mouth. Tell a friend. You know what I'm saying? If you enjoy the show and you know somebody else would also enjoy the show as well, that's, you know what? That is a homework assignment for y'all listeners out there. You know what I'm saying? We're giving y'all homework. We're giving y'all something to do. If you know somebody who would definitely enjoy the show just as much, go ahead and tell them to listen. Go ahead and tell them to subscribe to us too. Because I promise you, if you know they'll enjoy it, go ahead and give them something to listen to. Go ahead and give them something to enjoy. Okay? Don't be selfish. Don't be selfish.
And if they have opinions, well, you know what? Tell them to come find us through our social media. Our Insta, Facebook, you know, find us. Drop a comment.
Listen,
let's chat.
Find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You know what I'm saying? The TikToks, we there. You know what I'm saying? So, go ahead and drop a little piece of comment, you know what I'm saying? And follow us, like, subscribe, do whatever you're going to do. And yeah, because listen, we want to hear from you as much as y'all love hearing from us. Okay. And this has been another episode of Tribunal of the Grid. My name is Brandon.
I am Lena.
And I'm Will.
And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.